Normally, John, we don't get into a lot of controversial topics here or semi-controversial topics here on the show because the basis of conversation is just doing, strictly Alabama football. We talk Alabama football 24 hours a day, 365 days out the year. It's the thing of Crimson Tide football. However, what's cool about the bye week is with Alabama off this week, now you can possibly get into some different conversations that quite normally you wouldn't have the chance to really get deep into. So the other day, I'm going through, social media, just looking through Twitter, looking through Facebook, things of that nature, and there came a tweet from one Danny Cannell, former Florida State Seminole, former ESPN analyst who's now working with Sirius XM Radio. And so Cannell puts a tweet out here that's talking about how, this is how the AP poll treats college football fans. You have an Oklahoma team that did not lose to its opponent, and they're getting penalized or treated worse than what Alabama's being treated after it actually lost to Texas A&M. Nobody gets more passes in college football than Alabama. This was kind of his tirade, if you will, his discussion, if you will, his frustration, if you will, with the AP poll, doing this on Twitter. And at first, I was not going to dive into this. At first, I was not going to give this much of a conversation. At first, I was not going to pay this any mind whatsoever. But after thinking about it, pondering on it, really looking at that thing, zeroing in on it, I thought, what the heck? Why not? So here we go here. My rebuttal, my reaction to the words, statement, Twitter tirade, whatever you want to call it, from one Danny Cannell. So he's looking at, Oklahoma getting treated worse than Alabama by the AP poll. So Oklahoma here. When you look at Lincoln Riley, when you look at Spencer Rattler, when you look at the Sooners, what was the conversation that happened all summer long, all throughout the offseason? Well, the conversation was this. Oklahoma's got it all this year. The defense is much improved, way better, much better under Alex Grinch. Lincoln Riley has been building this thing up for this year. He's been building all of the chips up for this season where Oklahoma is concerned. They got the Heisman Trophy winner in Spencer Rattler at quarterback, and Mr. Rattler will also be the number one quarterback taken in the 2022 NFL Draft. You've got quarterback U over there in Oklahoma. You got Heisman Trophy U over there. You got one of the greatest offensive minds today in Lincoln Riley. Everything's pointing for Oklahoma to win the national championship. No other team should come within a touchdown of the Oklahoma Sooners. They should be blowing everybody out of the water with this type of offense that they have. And when you get expectations like this from national media all spring long, all summer long, when you get conversations like this, what becomes the expectation? The expectation becomes nobody should come within points of Oklahoma. Nobody should be near Oklahoma. Oklahoma should be wiping the floor with everybody. And that has not been the case, Danny Cannell. That's not been the case. Oklahoma has won 7 games off one possession. They've been the cardiac Sooners. They've been in close calls all season long, from Tulane to Nebraska to Texas, all season long, Kansas State, all season long, they've been in close calls. And Alabama getting the pass, I 100% do not agree with that, because you go back to the A&M game, Alabama lost that game. Alabama got beat by A&M, Texas A&M, fair and square in that matchup, even though despite all that happened in that hostile environment known as Cal Field, the Crimson Tide could have probably still won that game, lost 38-41 to the Aggies. But I mean, in the loss, if the college football playoff would have started immediately after the Alabama loss, Bama would not have a free pass there, Cannell. Bama would be 5th in the college football playoff rankings. Bama would not be 4. Bama would not be in the top 4. It would be 5. It would have to go to play in a New Year's Six Bowl, so there's no free pass there. And I'm not giving Alabama an excuse for the loss, but at least the loss to Texas A&M, at least A&M is relevant in the SEC. At least people respect Texas A&M in the SEC. At least when you look at Texas A&M, Jimbo Fisher can go in that Louisiana, Texas area, shake a tree limb, bunch of five stars falling off at will. At least where Texas A&M is concerned, they've been putting together 3 to 4 to 5 huge major top 5 recruiting classes, and it was only a matter of time before those classes came into fruition. When you look at Oklahoma went up against a team that's a footnote in the Big 12. Oklahoma went up against the Vanderbilt of the Big 12 in Kansas. Kansas is known for basketball. This is a basketball program. Kansas don't get no 5 stars. Kansas gets 2 and 3 stars and walk-ons and pray to God it work out. At least at Texas A&M, you got to pay money to get in those games. At Kansas, as long as you are a living, breathing, heart-beating person, they going to let you in that game for free. They let folks in the Kansas game for free, y'all. They just walked in there for free because Kansas wants popularity. Kansas wants people to attend their games just that bad. They let folks walk in there for free, and there was one point in that game, Kansas was down 28-23. They had Oklahoma. There was a controversial call in that game that went against the Jayhawks. Kansas could have probably won that game. And that was a matchup where you're supposed to be Oklahoma. You're supposed to be blowing the doors off Kansas. Kansas ain't supposed to be even near you. They don't even come close to you. All the 4 stars and 5 stars and Heisman quarterbacks y'all got, Kansas ain't supposed to be near y'all. Kansas had that game close into the 4th quarter. Kansas hung with Oklahoma. This is why the college football playoff is penalizing the Sooners, because they're looking at the tape. They're going, where is Oklahoma dominating? Where is Oklahoma really dominating? You got Lincoln Riley. You got the quarterbacks. You got the running backs. You've got the offense. Alex Grinch is supposed to have your defense improved. Where's the fruit of this, Oklahoma? Where is this team? Shoulders, chest and shoulders above everybody else. Where is that? We've not been seeing it. You want to know why? Because if we would have been seeing it, we would not be seeing all of these close wins where you're barely getting by. One possession win, one possession win, one possession win. Go back and watch it. They barely beat Tulane, barely beat Texas, barely beat Kansas State, got by Kansas, barely. These are supposed to be teams Oklahoma should be stomping a mud hole in, and they ain't doing it. All summer long, Oklahoma's got all of this stuff, all of the offense, all of the defense, Heisman Trophy quarterback, Lincoln Riley, defense improved. But what have we been seeing? Oklahoma barely getting by. And this is supposed to be the team that's supposed to get to the national championship and win it all this year. This is why Oklahoma's being penalized, Anna Cannell. Got nothing to do with Bama. Oklahoma's being penalized because Oklahoma was supposed to be doing way more than what they're doing, and the College Football Playoff Committee is saying this is not the Oklahoma we thought we were supposed to see. So this is why I've always said, Alabama pays the bills in college football. You want to get your rent paid? You want to get your light bill paid? You want to get your mortgage paid? You want to make sure the power don't go off in your house so you can eat food? Bring up Alabama in the conversation, and that takes care of it for you.